It took responders more than a day to put out the fire. A nation watched in horror as nearly 100 years of history burned. One of the Philippine capital's most famous landmarks, the Manila Central Post Office, was reduced to ruins.
If you ask me what's the biggest loss, you will see it's the structure itself.
But it wasn't the first time it suffered complete destruction. It was a casualty of the Battle of Manila during the Second World War. Officials have promised to bring the heritage site back to its old glory, a feat achieved when it was rebuilt in 1946.
There's no demolition, there's nothing's gonna happen in that end.
Manila is one of the oldest cities in the world, but remnants of its past are hard to find. Under the law, a building is considered a cultural property if it's more than 50 years old and designed by a renowned architect. The Philippine Heritage Act of 2009 is meant to protect and preserve heritage structures like the Manila Central Post Office. But this hasn't always been the case. The Capitol Theater, located across the river from the post office, is almost unrecognizable. In its heyday in the 1930s, it was state-of-the-art and an Art Deco masterpiece. The government had approved the construction of a high-rise, but ordered the cinema's facade retained. The developers decided to tear it down last year.
They retain a smidgen of the tower, right, just to suggest that there is a tower here. But the rest of the building is gone. The building, the Capitol Theater, cannot tell the story anymore as eloquently as it could have.
Instead, the Capitol Theater has become a symbol of the fight to preserve Manila's cultural heritage. When they aren't being demolished, historic structures are in disrepair. Yet, there's reason for optimism. The Manila Metropolitan Theater was recently restored after years of neglect.
The impact of the Manila Central Post Office fire is so broad and profound that we cannot repeat our past mistakes.
Those mistakes include the lack of fire prevention measures. Initial investigation found the post office building was not equipped with sprinklers, a widely used modern firefighting system that could have saved a national treasure. Barnaby, Al Jazeera, Manila.